What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Today is Tuesday, June 8th. I want to talk about the continuation of UONE. Have I found my comfort zone and my footing in NASDAQs? Only time will tell. But it continues to work out nicely for me. I want to get into that. But before I do, man, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting in the stock market. And I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So let's just get it started with UONE. Which one should I start with? I'm going to start with this one. In this account, I winded up taking a $2,800 loss. $2,800, a $28 loss, just a small position. So I talked about it in my previous video, my struggles with NASDAQs, but I think I finally found my footing in NASDAQs, just sticking to one particular pattern, and just sticking to one particular ticker symbol, and just trade the hell out of it. Get familiar with the volatility of this one particular ticker, get used to it. Figure out the resistance and support levels, figure out the way it's moving. And so far, man, I've been capitalizing beautifully on it. One thing I learned from May is just size down, man. Size down my position size. When you're trying new things, don't necessarily go all in. And May kind of kicked my ass on that. But now, man, I'm finding my footing. I'm realizing my comfort zone. Trading NASDAQs because I really struggled with them. And now I'm on a win streak on UONE. This one, I talked about it in a previous video that we had this nice parabolic move. And I wanted to see it drop to the 14-15 area. And that's exactly what happened today. Let me change it to here. As you can see, we had this nice massive panic. I winded up selling my 100 shares here pre-market because I just didn't know which direction it was going to go. I winded up waking up early around 5:30, 5:40 right here. And I winded up just selling it, taking a $28 loss. I didn't have no day trades in this position, so I didn't want to, this particular account, I wasn't going to be able to size in if it did wind up dropping. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to sell it. No big deal, a $28 loss, so that was nothing, okay? And then I want to get into this one. So this one is the one I actually locked in profits, $248 on the day, locked in, sold my position. Now this one was tricky. As I said, when I sold that position in my other account, the 100 share position, I started noticing this consolidation, this base in pre-market after I sold. So I said, you know what? It does have the possibility of having a morning spike. It absolutely has that potential to do so. So if it does, I don't want to miss out on that move. So I winded up with the starter position of 100 shares. And then when it did pop, I winded up picking up another 100. So already started my position size of 200 shares. And then in this account, I knew, I was expecting if it didn't drop, I was going to get this nice move, maybe close to the 20s, which at $200 for where it was opening at, that would have been a nice, $400 to $500, $600 profit. So I said, okay, I'm just going to take a small position. Now, again, 200 shares is a very small position for me. That's about a $3,500 position compared to the last 5 months. I've been trading, $20,000 to $30,000 positions, and now, to a $3,500 position. And then it winded up just tanking. And this thing was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Exactly what I was looking for. But I jumped the gun a little bit. When it dropped here, I noticed this base here. I picked up 100 more shares. And then it dropped again hard. I winded up picking more and more shares, then dropped again hard, winded up picking up more and more shares. So overall, I winded up with 1,000 shares in the morning, and then it finally caught the bounce, man, and it popped. And then I winded up with about $340 in profit. And I sold it into this pop into the 16s, and then it kept going. Like right when I sold it, I believe it was in this candle, because right when I sold it, it started hitting the 17s. And then when it broke the 17s cleanly, I said, you know what? I'm going to get another starter position in. So I winded up buying another 300 shares, thinking that we could just keep going up to the at least 1750. So I was thinking in my mind, if I pick up 300 shares, it's still a very small position. I'm already up a $340 on the day, so I have a nice cushion. And that if it taps this 1750, I'll sell it there, because I believe I was in like right at 17. I think it was like 1709 I was in at, for the 300 shares. So that would have been a nice, a nice adding another 140, $150 to my already 340. So, I was thinking of roughly around a $500 day, which is really nice compared to, for NASDAQs for me. Yes, I was getting a lot of volatility, and I was going all sized in OTCs where I was having $1,000 days. But I want to just get my feet wet in NASDAQs, man, and find my comfort zone, because these things can tank hard. So I want to protect myself. I don't want to go all in and size in until I find that comfortable level that I'm comfortable with. And right now, I think I found it, as far as position size. So it wound up dropping after I bought it, and then it consolidated, and then I just noticed weakness on the level 2. It wasn't really jumping. The bid wasn't jumping. It just kept ticking down. And then so I winded up selling it, and I'm glad I did. Winded up selling it for about a $100 loss, and then right when I did, boom, it tanked. Right here, boom, you can see this, and then it winded up dropping off in the 15s. And then at that point, well, when I sold it here and it tanked, at that point, I was out of day trades. I said, okay, I'm not going to watch this no more. I'm just going to shut my lab, which in hindsight, I should have just go ahead and waited again and purchased at the bottom again. But that's okay. I mean, a $248 win was really nice to me. Again, dude, it's finding my comfort zone. So, when I try to dip buy it here, I just added small shares. So in reality, what I would have did pre-May, before my lessons I learned in May with those losses, I would have definitely went all in. I would have probably got half my position size, which 1,000 shares. So I bought 500 shares, and then boom, this dropped nearly $2. That would have been a $1,000 loss. And at one point, I was actually down 1,000. But again, man, I just kept buying the dips, adding shares on the dips, to where my position size winded up being on 1,000 shares was about $16.16. And as you can see, it dropped all the way down to the 12s. But then when I noticed a consolidation here, and then a pop here, and then more consolidation, I said, okay, we're good. And then when this finally popped, I said, okay, now I'm in the money. And then we had this pop, and I sold it. So $248 profit, on this particular account. Very happy with. And again, man, just because I was comfortable just buying a little bit of shares at a time, 100 shares at a time, man, just sizing myself in, getting an average price where I'm comfortable with, because the more it dropped, I mean, I was buying here in the 17s, bought here in the 1580s, bought here in the 1530s, winded up with an average of 1660, and I winded up taking a $248 profit. And then, nope, wrong one. Boop, boop. Yep, this is the one. And then this one, as you can see, I purchased 200 shares. I still have an open position. I'm up $183 on this position. So overall, roughly around a $400 day. And then this one, the beauty of this one was I just noticed this consolidation. So like I said, I shut my lab right here about 8 o'clock because I was at a day trade. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to watch it no more because I have a habit of just repurchasing, and I understand my behavioral patterns, understand your own behavior, understand your own psychology when you're trading these things. So it's best for me personally to just shut my lab, walk away, which is what I did. And I actually just went back to sleep and took a nap, man, and it was really nice. I enjoyed that nap. So anyway, the thing tanked off. I winded up coming back to the market here about 9:50. Just to wanted to check, see what it was doing. And when I seen it in the 17s, I was like, man, in hindsight, if I'd have held my original 1,000 shares, I would have definitely made, somewhere around, close to $3,000, if I'd have sold it at the peak of it. Well, it's name of the game, man. I'm here to collect small amounts and continue to collect small amounts. And so anyway, I noticed it here, or I'm sorry, it was this one right here. I noticed that this one, like, it was breaking new highs, so I bought 100 shares in as you can see, my average price is 17.52. I bought 100 shares actually at the top at like 17.69, something like that. Then it dropped, and then I bought another 100 in this consolidation. Then we had this pure pop to the 19s. Again, I do not have any day trades. But for me personally, small position size, this is a $3,500 position size. So for me, compared to last month, I would take a $2,000, $3,000 loss because I'm going all in. So, hey, for me, I mean, the maximum you could lose if this goes to zero is $3,500, which I know that's not going to happen. So 200 shares, I mean, for me, as you can see the volatility at 17, the max I'm looking at dropping is back to the 15s. So that'd be a $400 loss. I'm very comfortable with a $400 loss. That is like 1% of my net. So that is nothing. And if you guys follow me, I like to do a plus 7 to 10% gains and no more than -3. And when I say -3%, I mean -3 of my net. And I like to capture, I don't ever want to lose more than -3% of my net. Have I? Of course I have. Shit happens, but I always try to maintain right around a -3 or less. So, a 1%, max loss for me, that's nothing. I could hold it. I'm okay with buying 200 shares. Could I have bought more? Of course. In hindsight, if I would have bought 1,000, I'd be up $1,000 right now. But I'm very happy because I got used to this pattern. I stuck to UONE, and since the second, I talked about in last video, second, third, fourth, and then so last 5 days in a row, I went green on it at least $400. Other than the first day, it was like 116, but then it was 475. Over 500, then over 1,300 yesterday, then another 400 today, just depending on what's going to happen after hours. But when the market closed, I was up about $209 here, and then add to the 248, and then the minus the 20, so a little over $400 on the day. So UONE, is it UONE? No, it's the fact that I just picked up this pattern, stuck to it. As you can see, again, there's plenty of runners. So if you can see the percentages here, these are all the penny stocks I was following. And you can see they're penny stocks. Highest percent gainer here, 39%. Then we go to the top 10 NASDAQs, 114, 87, 85, 59, 51, 49, 38. So, I mean, these top ones are more than this top one. So, it's just really, and I could go look at these, but why? Why deviate from the pattern that I'm already getting comfortable with? I'm getting familiar with this ticker symbol, how it moves, the comfortability of these drop-offs, the predictability of them, just by looking at the history of what's been going on the last few days. And I was able to capitalize, man. And so now I'm getting in this one again overnight, just depending on what I see tomorrow. I'm kind of expecting another drop-off. And if it does in this particular account, I will have one more day trade given back to me tomorrow. Or actually, no, it's not this account. It's the other one. I should have bought it in the other one, but that's okay. I'll just sell this thing first thing tomorrow, just depending on what I see and how that plays out, and I'll be able to buy. So I do have one day trade left in my other account. So I kind of want to see the continuation of this pattern. Every time we have a pop, we have a drop. Pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop. So I kind of want to see another drop. And, this time I'm expecting it to drop to the 16s, maybe the high 16s, bounce off this level right here, this red line, maybe drop back down to the 16 area, and repurchase more shares in my other account, and for it to pop back and break the 19s to the 20, because that's not a significant place of resistance. The next significant place of resistance is in the 20s. So if it does drop to the 16s, that gives me a $4 move that I could potentially capture, which is really exciting. And, I just have to be patient with it. But again, man, exactly like I talked about in the last video, just the familiarity of the pattern, it winded up dropping to the 15s, and I was able to capitalize on it. I could get better with my entries, but again, that's why I lowered my position sizes in taking small positions at a time instead of going all in like I'm used to doing with OTCs. We're in a completely different market in NASDAQs, man. So I'm finding my comfort level in NASDAQs, and so far, so good. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You can't stop. Mafia is a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place where you can do that. So again, man, adjustment, man, from an OTC stock trader, OTC penny stocks, to now trading a NASDAQ $18 stock at the moment. And just finding my footing and finding my comfort level of entry and exit with smaller positions, and I'm able to capitalize on it. So far, so good. We'll see if it continues. So that's going to be it, guys. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.